Hello and welcome to Watch World Cup 2014, where today we're on Group E. Hello, I'm your host Oliver Eaton. I'm joined as ever by Corey Eaton.
Hello, I'm Corey Eaton and I'm your co-host today.
Okay, so today I'm very pleased with this following group because it's making our life more easier than it did on Group D. As you saw, we were 10 minutes trying to predict who to come in the top two, and we still didn't predict. Today, on your screen now, is Group E's list. So Corey, what teams have we got in Group E?
Okay, got Switzerland, Ecuador, France and Honduras.
Honduras, yes, I don't know why I've always liked Honduras in the last World Cup as well, even though they lost to Spain. Let's start then with Switzerland. Okay, so Switzerland are currently ranked 8th. Their last World Cup they went out at group stage, and they were also in the same group as Honduras last time, and their predicted finish this year is second round. Here is my history. Switzerland are currently ranked 8th in the FIFA rankings. In the space of 5 years they went from their highest of 3rd in 1993, but 5 years later they got their lowest of 83rd place. In 1905, Switzerland played their first ever international game against France, where they lost by 1 goal. In 1905 this was. In 1925, Switzerland recorded their highest ever win, winning Lithuania 9-0. However, this score was also their biggest lose against Hungary this time. The Swiss team have made 10 World Cup appearances, and the best they have done is get into the quarter-finals in 1934, 38 and 54. After the appointment of now England manager Roy Hodgson in 1992, Switzerland rose to their highest ever position in the rankings. Of course, this was the 3rd, and qualified for the World Cup after 28 years absence. The team got past the group stage, however lost to Spain 3-0. In the last World Cup, Switzerland won Spain in the group stage, and Spain ended up winning it all. However, the other two games were poor results, meaning the Swiss were out at group stage in the 3rd round of the game. That's what I've got for Switzerland. Okay, so normally we would go into predictions, but we're trying to keep this short. So Corey, going back to the Group E, let's move on to Ecuador.
Okay, so Ecuador's current ranking is 23rd. They wasn't in the last World Cup, and their predicted finish is group stage. Okay, here we go for Ecuador. Ecuador has had 3 World Cup appearances, first in 2002. Their best result in the World Cup was the round of 16. Their first international game was 1-1 against Bulgaria. Their biggest win was 6-0 against Peru. Their worst ever defeat was 12-0 against Argentina. Ecuador's highest ever FIFA ranking was 10th in 2013. Their lowest FIFA ranking was 76th in July 1995. In the 2006 World Cup, Ecuador managed to get to round of 16, but they lost to England after a David Beckham free kick. That will go for Ecuador.
Okay, now I did notice that you said they've had 3 World Cup appearances.
Yeah.
However, I'm a little confused by this, because if they've had 3 World Cup appearances, first being 2002, that means they was in the last World Cup. Because if there was in 2002, they've been in 2006, meaning for the third half... Oh, wait a minute, does that count as this year?
Yeah, I think so.
Would that count as this year?
I can't remember them being in it.
Did not... Yes, there you go, yes, sorry. Sorry guys, they did withdraw in the 1950 World Cup, meaning they didn't want to do it. Yes, there was in 2002 and in the 2006. Did you say the best is round 16?
Yeah.
Yeah, the round of 16. Sorry, I had a little brainwave. Yep, sorry, the third appearance is for the Brazil. Anything to add about Ecuador?
Well, I think they go to... Well, I don't think they get through to last 16.
Yep. Okay, going back to the group list then, trying to get through these quick. We have got France. Corey, you also did France on the other side of the sheet. What did you find for us?
Okay, France's current ranking is 19th. Their last World Cup of group stage, and their predicted finish is the quarterfinals. Okay, so France has had 14 World Cup appearances, first in 1930. Their best result in the World Cup was winners in 1998, and they were also hosts. France's first ever international game was 3-3 against Belgium. Their biggest win was 10-0 against Azerbaijan on 6th of September 1995. Their biggest defeat was 17-1 against Denmark.
So did you say 17-1?
Yeah.
Wow.
Against Denmark on the 22nd of October 1908. France's highest FIFA ranking was first in May 2001 and May 2002. Their lowest FIFA ranking was 27th in September 2010. In July 1930, France appeared in the first ever World Cup, what was held in Uruguay. In the first ever match, France defeated Mexico 4-1. Nassim Lawrence became notable in the match as he scored not only France's first ever World Cup goal, but the first goal ever in World Cup history.
Okay.
In the 2006 World Cup, France got all the way to the final, but losing to Italy 5-3 on penalties.
Okay. Yeah, that was the final, wasn't it? Against Italy. Now, I know you haven't mentioned it, but yes, you're probably wondering, France, they've had a good history. However, why did they finish in group stage in 2010? Well,
I don't know.
them and Italy, both the World Cup finalists in 2006, both of them were out at group stage. Now, France's reason, their coach did walk out. Their manager, coach, he quit in the middle of training them, and then they just fell apart. France were just in pieces when it came to the games, and I think they may have lost them all. Don't get me wrong here. They did not do well. I think they were in Group A last time. Were they in Group A? Either them or Italy. They finished in 4th behind South Africa. It was not good for France. Now I am now on to the last team. Before our predictions, it is Honduras. Okay, so Honduras are currently ranked 41st in the rankings. In the last World Cup, they failed at group stage, and of course their predicted finish, according to www.bsports.com/World Cup, they predict group stage. Honduras have qualified for the World Cup 3 times, once back in 1982, and also the last World Cup in South Africa in 2010. This year they will have to face France, Ecuador and Switzerland. At the moment they are currently ranked 41st, with their highest being 20th in September 2001 and their lowest being 95th in 1998. And that's pretty good improvement in 3 years. It so happens that Honduras' first ever international game was also their biggest defeat, losing 10-1 to Guatemala in 1921. In 1946, Honduras recorded their biggest win, winning some team, I can't pronounce that, Nicaragua, never heard of them, 13-0 in both the World Cups. Honduras have been in sorry, in both the World Cups they've been knocked out at group stage. In 1982 World Cup, Honduras failed to get a win as they drew their games against Spain and Northern Ireland and lost to Yugoslavia. In the 2010 World Cup, Honduras still couldn't get a win as they had winners Spain to play, where they lost 2-0 and lost to Chile 1-0. Once again they managed to get a draw against Switzerland to give them 1 point. So, overall, Honduras have never won in the World Cup. They've got a draw against Switzerland, who so happens to be in the group with them. And that concludes Honduras. And now it's time for the final predictions. So, Corey, I'm interested in what you have to say. I think it's a nice, easy group to predict. What are your top two?
Okay, I think first is going to be Switzerland, second France, third probably Honduras, and last Ecuador.
Yeah, well, I kind of agree with you on the top two. Switzerland, I believe this is their group. France, after their last World Cup, I think they've gone downhill. So yeah, Switzerland first, France second. However, I think Honduras, although I love them, I don't know why I love them, they've never got a win except a draw against Switzerland, but I think Honduras will finish bottom with Ecuador coming in third. How many times did they say Ecuador? Ecuador been in 3 times. Honduras have been in it 3 times. I think between Ecuador and Honduras the game will probably finish draw. Don't know what score. France against Switzerland I think will also end up in a draw, or maybe Switzerland. However, I think Switzerland and France should win their other 2 games. Ecuador should at least get a draw with Honduras. Yep, so I think Switzerland first, France second, Ecuador third, Honduras fourth. But, you know, who knows. And that concludes Group E. Thanks for watching. A lot shorter this time. Please like and subscribe and tune in for Group F, which should be coming around Sunday, where we have Argentina, Nigeria, Iran and Bosnia and Herzegovina. I'm just going to call them Bosnia. Okay, so a new team. Bosnia, never been in the World Cup. They're the brand new team. Iran, Nigeria and Argentina. We could probably guess who's going to win that league, but who is going to be second? That's going to be a hard decision. Please tune in for that. Please, I was going to say follow us on Twitter. We don't actually have a Twitter. In fact, we're going to make one. Please go to hashtag Watch World Cup 2014 for news going around the World Cup and through the World Cup. Until then, goodbye. 70 odd days to go. Can't wait. I'm Oliver Eaton. This is Corey Eaton.
Goodbye.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe.